Hello, guys. Welcome back to our channel where we talk about technology, ideas, and the future. In this episode, I want to show you how you can become more innovative by exposing yourself to more ideas about something. For this, I did a small experiment. I picked something very simple, which is this, a mouse pad, and I thought this product is so simple, there is very little scope of any innovation in it. Then I exposed myself to some new ideas about what people are thinking of doing with mouse pads, and this completely changed my perspective about how I think about mouse pads. I began by listing down everything that I could think of which could be improved into this particular mouse pad. So right now it's like a just a black piece of cloth, but it could be improved. And let me share with you the ideas that I could come up with. Right now, this mouse pad has been designed just for utility, but it could also be made for aesthetics. So maybe some decorative designs could be made into it. Another idea I came up with was maybe the fabric of the mouse pad could be changed so that it provides more precise movement of the mouse. I thought we could also change the lower surface of the mouse pad to provide better grip. I thought maybe we can also provide some support for the wrist. I thought we could also have a built-in wireless charger within the mouse pad so that it charges my mouse when I'm using it. I also thought that we could have some lighting in it, which is very popular in the gaming community. And then I realized one thing, that the first few ideas that I came up with were the ones I had already seen in products. So I have seen mouse pads that have RGB lighting, that have decorative elements to them, and in fact I have even seen mouse pads which have a wireless charger built into them. So I think our tendency is to think about the things which we have already seen, and only by listing them down and then trying to think beyond them do we start coming up with somewhat new ideas. And here are the ones which I have not seen in mouse pads, but which I was able to list. The first one was that the mouse pad could also work as a scratch pad. That means I should be able to take some erasable notes on it. It could also have a little display, maybe an electronic paper display, to show me some notifications or reminders. The mouse pad could be made transparent so that I can see the texture of my table through it and it may look better. I also thought that maybe the mouse pad could also be usable as a touchpad. So even when I don't have a mouse, I should be able to use it just by moving my fingertips on it. Beyond this, I could not think of anything. I tried this for like 10-15 minutes, but it was getting increasingly difficult for me to come up with newer ideas. So I stopped there, and then I pulled some patterns from a database to look at what others are thinking of doing with mouse pads. One of these patterns was describing a way to use your mouse pad as an external heatsink for your laptop. So laptop overheating is a common problem. It could be solved by using your mouse pad as an external heatsink, which is connected to your laptop through an air duct. This completely blew my mind. I mean, I had never thought mousepad could have such a use as well. Then I came across one patent which was basically talking about how to manage your mouse cable by connecting it to your mousepad in such a way so that the cable does not wiggle too much when you are moving your mouse. And this uh, basically triggered another thought in my mind, which is uh, why can't we have extendable mouse pads? So my mouse pad, sometimes I feel it's too small, and if I wanted to get a bigger one, I would have to get rid of this one. Why don't they make mouse pads in configurations where there is a central portion and there should be other portions which will uh, go around the central portion in a circumferential configuration, and you could have a bigger mouse pad if you need, just by adding more rings to it. Then there was this another patent which suggested that mouse pads which have an inbuilt wireless charger could not just charge the mouse, but it could also charge maybe the smartwatch that you are wearing. So I think that's a great synergy there. If you have a mouse pad which has a standard wireless charger, it could charge not just your mouse but also maybe your mobile phone, which you can put on it when you are not using it, and also your smartwatch. Right now, when companies are making wireless chargers, they are making them as dedicated devices for charging, say, one mobile phone. But if they start making in the form factor of a mouse pad, that then I think it would be great, because one less gadget in our homes and doing two or three things at the same time. Then I came across some patterns which made me realize that I had completely overlooked one very important aspect of the mouse pad, which is the user's feel, how the user perceives the mouse pad. Is it smooth? Is it precise? Is it accurate? And this has a lot to do with the friction the mouse pad provides for moving the mouse. One of the simplest ideas there was to have a mouse pad which you can use from both sides, but on one side it would provide less friction, on the other side it would provide more friction. Then there was this idea about having a more advanced mouse pad, which will basically allow you to adjust the friction. It could be done by having electromagnets at the bottom of the mouse and the mouse pad made up of some ferromagnetic material. And by adjusting the strength of those electromagnets, you could change how much friction the mouse pad provides to the movement of the mouse. And that triggered another thought in my mind. Suppose you are using Photoshop and you are maybe doing coloring over some boundary where you need to be very, very precise. So you want more control to be there, and the program itself could change in real time the friction provided by the mouse pad so that you physically feel that boundary when you are using the program. The same thing could be useful when you are doing something on a grid and sometimes you want your cursor to snap onto the grid. Then, if the friction is suddenly changed there, then you would not just see your cursor getting snapped on the grid, but you would also feel it when you are moving the cursor. I think it also applies to gaming, where if your player is, say, wounded, then you would feel more friction in setting the aim, and you would have a more realistic feel of your loss of ability due to your low health in the game. Looking at all of these ideas, this is how my perspective has changed. Before doing this, I used to think of mouse pads as simple surfaces on which you move your mouse. But now I think they are part of a bigger ecosystem where they can perform more than one function, or they can do some active engagement in helping you do something like playing a games with more realistic feel, or helping you do Photoshop more easily, or helping you take notes, or helping you charge your wireless devices. So the perspective shift has changed from just a piece of cloth to an active device which does a lot of things for you. And I think this perspective shift allows me to think more richly about mouse pads. So next time when you feel that you are running out of ideas, I suggest you to go out there and look for what other people are doing, and that will certainly give you some inspiration and a new perspective about what you could be doing differently. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do subscribe to our channel, and if you have any comments, please do share them in the comment section down below. Thank you.